The History of the Guanostan Rats by Major Moose, 2011. A wicked land once Guanostan, before the dinosaur. In caves with bats live ruling rats, and ants galore. In dark recesses in back of the cave, they met in chambers and misbehaved, served by those that they enslaved, anything they craved. The sergeant of arms, so big and brave, guarded the door in back of the cave. Chair Rat would call her meetings to order, ceremoniously flipping her two-headed quarter. Heads, we agree to not get along. Our side will say that your side is wrong. Heads, you will tell them that we are to blame. Riches and power will distance the shame. After sessions they met at the rat hole bar, where sinful cinnamon was the star. Congress rat, a plutocrat, whispered his plan to Senate rat, a kleptocrat, on Guanostan. This is how we control this great rat nation. We will write confusing legislation, pass laws to help our financial goals, but leave ourselves some big rat holes. We own this land of Guanostan, and all must bow to our command. If they want to live, there is a price, and if we decide, they'll pay it twice. Depraved they were, deprived were not, never happy with what they got. They issued justice on the spot. You must give them all you got. Confuse, divide, you must pick a side. You're not allowed to unify. It's probably true if you think they lied, but don't persist or you'll be tried. Appellate rats will decide. All appeals will be denied in court systems designed by rats, kleptocrat rats and plutocrats. Those filthy rats across the pond, it was said they had the guano bomb. Their army ants and fruit-powered bats were taught to live and die for rats. Brainwashed units, gung-ho guard, for loss of life have no regard, martyred themselves for bogus reward, fought rat jihads for a different lord. War rumors ran rabid in Guanostan, awaiting the order from the high command to kill all filthy rat contraband and drive insane rats from the cave and teach them not to misbehave. The sergeant of arms, so big and brave, who once stood guard in back of the cave, will now lead the ant and the bat brigades. The sergeant briefed the battle plan. Prepare to die for the honor of Guanostan. Kill insane rats that hide in caves with fruit-powered bats and ant brigades. Drive out all rat contraband to the borderland of Poppystan. In dark recesses in back of the cave hid cowardly rats that misbehaved. With long rat tails that cracked like whips enforced their rights of ownership. On backs of ants took battle trips. Carried high by bats, the high command crossed desert sands to distant lands. The pompous rats took marching bands. You must take us on more trips, or you will feel our whips. The battle raged in Guanostan. Many died on blood-soaked sand. The army ants with stinging bites killed filthy rats in hard-fought fights. The fruit-powered bats with sonar sights dropped guano bombs on heads of rats. Contraband and insane rats, kleptocrat rats and plutocrats. The sergeant of arms, so big and brave, was hanged on the mount in front of the cave. Alas, all stinking rats were dead, with guano droppings on their head. Disgust, disgrace on the whole rat race. In history they ensured their place, with filthy rats from future times, punished for their heinous crimes. Time invades the future and leaves history in its stead. Shame on the rats of Guanostan, with guano on their head. As history turns revealing pages, it speaks of rats throughout the ages, and high commands expelled from grace in violent passage mark their place. They failed to heed the warning or recognize themselves, and reserved their page of history, lining dusty shelves.